Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our retreat weekend with Swami Yogatmananda, the spiritual head of the Vedanta Society of Providence. Swamiji is one of the nearest and dearest of all the sadhus to our center. I think he's come here more than anyone, other than, of course, Swami Sarvadevanandaji and Swami Swahananda. But we're always delighted when he comes. He's not only a very good scholar, but of course he has that wonderful sense of humor and personality, and it's always a great pleasure when Maharaj comes here. So I'm very thankful that he's coming. And his topic for today is this Dakshinamurti Stotram, a beautiful hymn composed by Shankaracharya. So let me just go through the schedule a little bit. That we'll chant a few of the Shanti mantras, and then we'll have a guided meditation by Swamiji, and then the first session will go from 10:45 to 12 noon. Lunch is from 12 to 1, and then we have an hour of devotional songs that will go from 1 to 2. Session 2 will begin at 2 o'clock. 2 to 3. You'll see the schedule outside also. And then 3 to 3:30 a tea break, 3:30 to 4:30 session 3, 4:30 to 5:30 question and answer. And then, as usual, we have our Arati and meditation, 6:30 to 7:30. Then we have a special concert. Our Subhadra Desai, who sang for us last week also, that she'll be singing again. That'll be 7:30 to 9 o'clock, and this is a mistake. Nomita Kundu and harmonium, and the tabla player will be someone who's coming for the first time, this Shamir Chatterjee. So that'll be at 7:30 to 9, and then everyone is invited for dinner after that. So Maharaj, please come. We'll do just a few Shanti mantras, and then you can start the guided meditation. Whatever you decide. Yeah, I'll follow along
with you. Om Vang me manasi pratisthita mano me vachi pratishthitam aviravir mahedhi vedasya ma'anistha shrutam me ma prahasi anenadhite nahoratran sandadhami ritam vadishyami satyam vadishyami tanmamavatu tadvaktaramavatu avatu mam avatu vaktaram Om Shanti 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 Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau bhunaktu Sahaviryam karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu ma vidvishvavahai Om Shanti 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 Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Okay, when it is 10:45, you can do like this. The guided meditation part was put in this retreat program, but I thought that Atma Jnanananji will be doing it, means guiding it, and I will be following. But then he has a knack of pushing. Huh? Fakibaji. Yeah, so it is. Yeah, so that is how I am forced to give it. But it is very simple thing, guided meditation. Actually, it is meditation. The important part is meditation. And guided is a secondary thing. Somebody just goads you on the path. The best way of meditation is what your Guru has told you. As the Guru instructed, that is the best way. But this is a joint meditation together, so we shall follow certain instructions. The idea in meditation is always to go beyond the mind and senses, transcend them, so that we will be able to get a glimpse of the truth. As you know, the scriptures have described that that truth cannot be reached through mind and senses. And so meditation is the only way. Only way is to meditate on it. This doesn't mean that karma yoga or bhakti yoga and are not applicable. They are all applicable. They are all needed. But in all of these, one has to learn through that to go beyond the limitations of mind and senses. Caught in these limitations, we can see only multiplicity and cannot see the divine who is all-pervading, one and the only one. There is no multiplicity or the space and time there. So to get to that awareness, therefore, one has to learn how to go beyond the mind and senses. It is a must, whatever path one may take, but this is a must to go beyond these. It is described in Shvetashvatar Upanishad that there were many questions as to how this world, this universe came about. Kutasma jatah, jiva makena, how do we survive in this world? Many such fundamental questions about ourselves were raised and discussed by spiritual aspirants. But they thought of many possible answers, but could not really come to a conclusion till it is said that te dhyana yoganugata apashyan devatma shaktim swagunair nigudham. That they saw this manifestation of the great Shakti, the power which is inseparable from the luminous one, the God. So, and that provided this satisfactory answer to all questions. All doubts then get completely dissolved, like when you put salt in water, it gets dissolved. You don't see the salt anymore. So all questions get dissolved. Not that they get solved, they get dissolved. There is no solving them. There is no solving them. like when you are seeing the dream, and in the dream you saw a tiger chasing you, you wake up. And then if somebody asks, then what happened to the tiger? That question has no answer, because now there is no tiger there. The question gets dissolved, not exactly solved. So this world, so many questions come up, and they have no answer as such, but the questions get just dissolved if we meditate. So that is how the meditation must be done. There are some preliminary steps which you all know, that one has to have a proper posture to sit. It is, I am not right now having a proper posture, I know, but it is what is described or prescribed is have your head, neck, backbone in a straight vertical line. Close the eyes to avoid the visual distractions, and breathe gently, be very still. These become helpful. As we close the eyes, we see the universe that we were seeing. At least visually, it is not there. All the variations of shape, sizes and colors, they are gone. They were only there because of this sense of the vision. When that vision is gone, then in truth there is no colors or shapes or sizes or any such variety. Let us observe our breath. Breath going in. Gradually, through the bloodstream, the breath reaches to every single tissue in our body, providing the necessary oxygen. And then, during exhalation, all the excess carbon dioxide and some other toxins, they are exhaled out. Now let us associate a psychological component to it. As I am breathing in, I am now thinking of the breath as a vehicle. I am loading the vehicle with peace, love, confidence, determination, all the blessed qualities. They are going in with the breath. I am following, as the vehicle of breath, is moving, and along with oxygen, he is also providing peace, truthfulness, love, firm resolve, confidence. All these are filling my whole being. While returning this vehicle of breath collects all the mental irritants like anger, lust, hatred, depression. These are all taken from the whole personality and discarded. Breathing like this, I am feeling firm in the resolve, full of love for God and for everyone. I feel determined and confident. I see that I have no enmity towards anyone. All anger, depression, and such negativity is gone. Thus prepared for meditation, I remember this saying of the scriptures and sages that I am actually divine. I am all-pervading, existence itself. I am knowledge itself. I am the bliss itself, Satchidananda. And the only obstacle in experiencing this can be summed up as ego, a separate I. Let us feel this ego to be a jar. a jar or a pot made of ice. And immersed in the infinite ocean of existence, consciousness, bliss, Satchidananda. Inside the jar is the Satchidananda. Outside the jar is also the same Satchidananda. The wall of the jar is also made of the condensed, solidified Satchidananda. This jar is creating the fictitious distinctions like I and the world, mine and yours. This is the cause of suffering. This false ego. But I see this pot is dissolving. The waters of Sat-Chid Ananda are hitting the pot, the jar, from inside and outside. Layer after layer of this jar wall is dissolving. As it is dissolving, I am feeling the oneness. The fictitious division, like inside and outside, is reducing as the wall of the jar is becoming thinner and thinner, more and more transparent. There is a resistance from the pot, from the jar. It wants to hold on to itself. And thus suffer, get limited and bound. But I see, in spite of that, the jar is getting dissolved. Dissolved is the last vestige. No lines of division anymore. Actually, before also there was no real line of division. It was only an appearance. I see the unbroken, all-pervading, timeless, blissful, conscious existence itself. Identified with that truth, I see I am infinite. What the sages said, that you are divine. Now I see the truth of it. I have no bondage. I have no birth, no change, no death. There is no time or space for me. No distinctions like parents, friends, enemies. All is just one without second, all-pervading, indescribable, non-dual experience. Sound of the sound, the Om, 11 times, feeling this oneness. Let us feel that every single particle in and around is resonating with this sound Om as one utters it. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. This one syllable, Om, while remaining one, appears variegated as infinitely many sounds. Through that, infinitely many words and names, and through that, infinitely many things, in fact, the whole universe. That is why the scriptures say that all this is Om, and that Om is the Atman, the Self, or God. The God or the Self, while remaining one, appears as all this universe, all these infinitely many forms which rise and fall, come and go. It is all Atman, the true Self. So friends, let us open our eyes and see the same one Atman appearing before us in so many different forms. It is all same as I. It does not lose its oneness while becoming many. So let us feel this. When we feel this, this is the meditation with open eyes. The meditation with closed eyes is useful only if we can convert it also to meditation with open eyes. And that changes the way we live. We will see our actions then become loving service to each other. There is no hatred, no jealousy, because it is I alone am appearing as all this. Just as you cannot imagine your left hand becoming jealous of the right hand, because it is one. They never quarrel with each other. It is the hands never pick up a fight with mouth. We work and you alone eat. No, we are not going to feed you. The hands, you cannot even imagine that such an idea would emerge. Why? Because it is all this one. And thus you will see the sages who have this awareness. They never hate anybody. They have the real universal love. When we feel this, the meditation in this way, that will change our life to bliss, love, peace. So let us keep on doing this. The imagery that I took, you find Sri Ramakrishna has given a very similar imagery. He says a jar, but instead of the regular earthen jar or some, I have taken the jar also made of the same material as Satchidananda. So this I is to be dissolved. So before he could clap his hand, I saw it is exactly 10:45. So we can stop this guided meditation here and we will continue with the open eye meditation throughout while studying this Dakshinamurti Stotram and following all other programs. And even when we go out from here, let that meditation continue. Meditation should not stop. When we are, say, eating, it will be eating meditation. When we are doing some other work, it will be working meditation. Meditation is the continuous thing there. All others are actions come and go. They are like the waves on the ocean. They come and go. Just as we don't eat all the time, eating is a wave that comes up and dies. We don't sleep all the time unless I am giving talk all the time to you. Otherwise you don't sleep all the time. You do not do work all the time. You do not walk all the time. It is so. But this awareness, meditative awareness must remain. Other waves, they rise and fall. So let us now continue the discussion on this great hymn. I'll sit there, Maharaj. गुड प्रख्यात, तुम्हारी ख्याति के अनुरूप वहाँ लगा दो. सारी किताबें उसी में ले आता हूँ. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram. I salute Shankaracharya, who is the divine God in human form for the welfare of human beings, and who is the storehouse of the knowledge contained in all scriptures like Shruti, Smriti and Puranas. So from that Shankaracharya, we are going to learn today this great hymn that he has composed, and it is certainly very poetic as well as it brings the greatest philosophy of Vedanta in a very brief, small poem. There are works which are very large in size, some very small. This is one of the smaller works of Shankaracharya, but there are still smaller too, not the smallest one. I had been studying this since last about 50 years or so, and I am telling this to let you know that still when I read, I find a new illumination coming out of it. It is, see, I have been studying it for 50 years, I could never study it fully, it seems. And there was one lady, actually she came from Baltimore to Providence in the plane, and then through that screening, that was the new rules that were introduced, that you cannot take any scissors or such sharp blades in your carry-on bag. So this lady had in her pocketbook some scissors, and they say, this you cannot take. They took it out. Okay, she said, what can be done? Rule is rule. So she thought that scissors are gone. Then she stayed there in Providence for a couple of days. This was something in 2005 or 6, I don't exactly remember the year. Then she went back, and after reaching there, she called, first to say that I reached safely, and then told another incident at that security check. She said that the same bag they found another scissors. I had 2, but first time they missed they caught only 1, and I could go with 1 scissors, and then that was caught second time, next time. So when I study this, first time I catch something, but many things still remain in the bag. Next time something else comes up. So this is kind of not only two scissors, infinitely many things that one can discover. And the reason for that, one Swami nicely explained it to me, that why you get a inexhaustible mine of wisdom through all such great books. Even like you read Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, and every time you feel a new message, as it were, is being delivered from that. Why so? Because through words, our awareness is actually conveyed. When I am talking to you, I am putting my awareness, my knowledge, my consciousness into the words. Please see this process. I am putting those things first into thought, awareness into thought, thought into word. Then that word comes to you. Then you do the reverse process. The word is converted into, the sound is converted into language, the language is converted into thought, and thought gets converted into awareness. Now, awareness of we ordinary people is very limited, constrained by our mind and intellect. But awareness of Shankaracharya or such great sages is infinite, and therefore we can get infinite from their words. Infinite from their words. Every word of them has this infinite wisdom stuffed there. When it is one Swami who I was there with him, but he was already not well, almost bedridden, and I didn't speak to him many times, but a short biography of his has recently been published, and I read there that his name is Swami Bhaskareshwarananda, and he used to go to Udbodhan office in Kolkata, and then Swami Sardananda told him, hey, we are publishing so many now books, Swami Vivekananda's complete works in Bengali and all that is coming up. You help in proofreading. And he said, okay, surely. He started working as a proofreader. It is whenever from his college studies he would find time, he would come and do that proofreading work there. Holy Mother was staying upstairs there, and when Holy Mother learned that this boy is reading proofs, she said that she called and sent for him. Hey, tell him to see me. And then this incident, I had, before reading this book, I had heard this incident many times while I was in Nagpur, that he had told many Swamis this incident. But the background I didn't know. So Holy Mother called and told, you are reading proof, of complete works. Remember, every single letter that you are reading, every single letter of Swami Vivekananda, there is Thakur filled in every letter. Every letter try to feel the presence of Sri Ramakrishna there. That is how you should read the proof. Every single letter is pulsating with that awareness. So, Actually, that is true, that every single letter of these great teachers of mankind, and they are the expressions of their infinite awareness. God alone is what they are seeing. That alone they are seeing in so many forms. So, therefore, that awareness is expressed through their words. The only purpose of those words is to impart that awareness to us. So, this is how Shankaracharya's life was. He was known as great scholar, but then the main thing is Karunalaya. That Shruti Smriti Purana Nam Alayam, certainly he was that, no doubt about it. But mainly for us, he was Karunalaya, full of compassion. In his Bhagavad Gita commentary, Shankaracharya mentions why this God appears in human form. In the introductory comments, he says that bhutanu jigrikshaya swaprayojan abhave api. There is no purpose of one's own to be served there. They have no purpose, they have no axe to grind. And yet, bhutanu jigrikshaya, out of compassion for all the suffering beings, they take human form. The reason for taking human form, why do they not take, say, a dog form or a cat form? Because human beings are predominantly capable of learning only from other human beings. That is why in our schools you do not give a position head of the school to a cat. Have you ever seen? Only human beings are eligible to apply for the job of teacher. A dog or a cat or a cow, no. This is our limitation, that we learn from human beings alone. And therefore, God also to teach us has to take a human form. So, and out of compassion, their body as it were is made of compassion. And thus they teach. In our age we have seen Sri Ramakrishna's life like that. It is, and Shankaracharya also out of this great compassion has composed all these commentaries to bring out the spiritual essence of various scriptures. It is the argumentation and other things that he is ascribed with. They are secondary things. It is this Swami Bhaskareshwaranandaji that I refer to always maintained this. See, look at his consciousness. He didn't come to have fight with other scholars. That was not the purpose. That was secondary to bring the truth to us. So, it is, he brought out the spiritual essence of all these and composed also many independent treatises. Of that, one is this Dakshinamurti hymn. So, it is, there is a verse commentary on that too by Sureshwaracharya. Not verse commentary, it is a commentary of Sureshwaracharya on that called Manasollasa. Sureshwaracharya was a disciple of Shankaracharya and he wrote this commentary on that, and Swami Harshanandaji has translated that whole thing into English. We won't take up much of that commentary because we have to discuss this hymn in one day in 3 lectures. So therefore we will not dwell deep into the commentary, but we will see this hymn, which has, as it is apparent from many these considerations, that there were 10 original verses of this hymn. And then in eulogy or in further praising of the Guru, some other verses have been added later. They are in a different meter also. So this is, now what is Dakshinamurti? Dakshinamurti is the compassionate form of Shiva. There are temples of Dakshinamurti in India. Dakshinamurti is Shiva who is now prone to give knowledge out of compassion. That is Dakshinamurti Shiva. There are all like this Rudra Shiva, then that is a kind of terrible form, frightening form, that also is required. All different forms are necessary, but Dakshinamurti is the form, that Shiva's form as a teacher, as a guru. So this is also a hymn to Guru. Every stanza therefore ends in Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Nama Idam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. This Dakshinamurti is the Guru. So, and Shankaracharya praises this Guru in the Vedanta style. That Guru is removing the darkness of ignorance because of which this world appears as real in a way. We don't see the God, we see this. There is a very beautiful, very similar to Shankaracharya, especially in this respect, because Shankaracharya, in addition to being a great teacher of Vedanta, he was a great practitioner of what is called Tantra. So this hymn specially refers to his Tantra tradition. That and what I am going to tell now is from the same school, a great Marathi saint was there, Jnaneshwar. And Jnaneshwar describes this, how is this Guru? This Guru is like a very surprising, very wondrous sun. Normally, the regular sun, as it rises, what happens? Then things in darkness were not visible. As the sun rises, you start seeing different things. Otherwise, everything was unified in darkness. When the sun rises, now you see, oh, this is house, this is tree, this is my friend, this is that fellow. It is all that. You start seeing the variety, likes and dislikes, all that start appearing when the regular sun rises. But this Guru is a sun in terms of the tremendous luminosity that Guru has. But it is a wondrous different type of sun. What happens? Mavavit Vishwabhasu Naval Udela Chandanshu Advayabjini Vikashu Vandu Ata that this is a very special type of sun. How this sun when rises, then this appearance or illusion of this world goes away. The variety gets dissolved in the oneness. Advayabjini vikashu. This, the lotus of the non-dual experience starts blooming with this sun rising. That the illusion of duality, that goes away. See how this illusion of duality, you can easily understand it. It doesn't require much of philosophy. It is not a rocket science. Every single person with common logic can easily see this. That just are you your particular shape? You are not that. The shape went on changing. When you were a little baby, you had certainly a different shape. It is, yesterday I was in a school, the La Salle Academy, to give some classes there. It's a Catholic school, very well-known big school in Providence. So, there, the children, they were all seniors in 12th grade, so were asking some very nice questions. So, that it was said, how do you think that it is all one? It is, what about I different from him, different from him? How? I said, look, are you body? Your body looked very different when you were a child, 2-year-old. You might have a photograph when you were 2-year-old. Can you put that photograph on your driving license now? No, certainly he said, no, I cannot. Why? Because my body is not that now. Body is changing like garments. That is how Bhagavad Gita compares body with a garment. So, if you take out this body, imagine, it is just a shape, it is just a clothing. You are not destroying yourself. Only the clothing is being taken off. And now, you don't see any difference then. It is only because identifying with body, you see, I am this, that is that, that is that, that is that. Isn't it very simple? Sometimes this time I gave this guided meditation, sometimes I give another analogy to meditate with. That imagine in winter you had gone out, it was terrible cold, it was snowing, and you had a very thick coat on your person. And then as you enter back into your house, it is well warmed, heated. Then what do? Now that big, thick coat is not only not required, it is a torture to put it on. So you immediately unbutton it, unzip it, and put it there. Now imagine the same thing you do with the body. Imagine. Meditation, guided meditation is actually guided imagination. So imagine that you are unbuttoning the body. It is very heavy, terribly burdensome. Actually we do it with the body on, we will not be able to sleep. When you go to sleep, you unbutton the body. Otherwise, with that heavy body, you will not be able to sleep. So, now imagine while being awake, you are unbuttoning the body. And then the vest inside is like mind. You are taking that also off. And imagine, all distinctions are gone. No big or small, no man or woman or anything. All the gender differences are gone because they were just connected with body. When I am not body, where is the gender? No gender. Young and old, all gone, because the birth is of the body. You are never born. So when you are not the body, how you don't have any birth now? So this whole appearance merges into oneness. So this oneness of existence is very easy to understand, if we want to understand. The problem is that we don't always want to understand. So it is, if we want to see this, it is very simple. Just go beyond the body. Sometimes I give the analogy of animal crackers. Do you know animal crackers? Have you eaten animal crackers? Now they have different shapes, and according to the shape, a name is given to that. Like this is a crocodile, this is a mouse, this is a lion. The same stuff. But because of the shape, it is given the names. The substance is the same. So it is all God alone, that one without second, non-dual reality that is appearing through all these shapes. The God appearing in this shape is called Atmajnanananda. Appearing in that shape there, it is called something else, like Jyoti. Appearing in that shape here, she is called Cuckoo. So it is the same thing, only the shape is changed. But we are all God, we are made of God. That is the substance that we are made of. There is nothing else there. It is, and while the shape is given, the truth doesn't change. The dough of that animal cookie remains the same. It tastes the same. Without any change, it appears in so many shapes. You don't have to destroy the shapes, but see the existing oneness and impermanence of the shapes. So this is how we have to see these contents of this great hymn. And this is the awareness of Shankaracharya. We will gradually see that this is the Sureshwaracharya is called that. Apart from there is another commentary called Tattva Sudha on original hymn. But anyway, we are not taking any of the commentaries for discussion, although I can bring some element of the commentary here and there in the discussion. But let us now turn to the first hymn, first verse of the hymn. Sorry. In the commentary, he says that there is no other gain in life. Human life is for realizing God. So there is nothing else that is worth striving for in this world. atma labhat paro labho nasti iti munayo viduhu tal labhartham kavis stauti swatmanam parameshwaram. So this is how this commentary is begun, but we will go to the verse. And this is something that is very often found in Kashmiri Shaivism, this kind of analogy. They called bimba, that the thing appearing and its reflection. And they are not different, although appear differently. Vishwam darpana drishyamana nagari tulyam nijantargatam pasyanatmani mayaya bahirivod bhutam yatha nidraya yat sakshi kurute prabodha samaye swatmanamevadvayam tasmai shri gurumurtaye namaidam shri dakshinamurtaye. There are some text variations, like I chanted yat sakshat, that it is here it is yat sakshat kurute. Both are meaning the same thing. Obeisance to him, Sri Dakshinamurti, who is the Guru, who at the time of spiritual awakening has verily realized his own self, the one without a second, having understood that the world is within oneself, even as a city reflected in a mirror is, but projected as if it is outside by Maya. All world is right here, but is seen as it were outside. Once I had gone to our home, one devotee's home in Framingham nearby. There was just adjacent to their home, there is a nice lake. And in that lake, there were nice, the fall colors were on then. It was similar like October month. And they used to hold those days. Now they are not that young, so therefore they cannot arrange all those programs. But we used to go, myself, Tyagananji, many devotees from both centers, Boston and Providence. So, and the waters of the lake so clear that the fall colors would get reflected in the lake, as if all the trees are right there in the waters. Are they there in the waters? They are not in the waters, but they are seen in the waters there. The lake has become like a darpana, means a mirror, that is reflecting it. So, now, although it is not there, it is appearing as if it is there. So, this world is actually inside. It is within. But as if in the mirror, it is appearing outside. Actually, not outside, but right within. The whole universe is in this self. It is not outside. Like suppose, think that suppose Subhadra is standing in front of the mirror. You stand sometimes, isn't it? Yeah, standing in front of a mirror. And then she feels that this pretty kumkum mark needs to be little adjusted. Now she sees it in the mirror, and if she tries to adjust it in the mirror, what will happen? It will not get corrected. Because although it appears out there in the mirror, it is not there. It is right here. If she adjusts it here, then it gets adjusted here as well as in the mirror, without touching the mirror. We all want to reform this world. I want to change this world. We need a change. There is a coming presidential election. All candidates, they say, we are here for the change. The change is never outside there. It is, for election and sloganeering is okay. But actually, it is, we all want to change the world, but the change has to be brought within. Then only the change outside will be felt. Otherwise there is no change really. It is futile exercise. Suppose Subhadraji went on trying to fix it on the mirror, trying for some time. After she tries, why it is not getting fixed? Let me fix it. After some time, what will happen? She will get frustrated. So all those world reformers, they get frustrated. It is not a wonder that they get frustrated. It will be a wonder if they don't get frustrated. How can you bring a change in something that doesn't exist? Not possible. So therefore, let us feel this Vishwam Darpana Drishyamana Nagari. This whole universe is like a town appearing in the mirror or in the dream. Yatha Nidraya. In the dream, you see so many things. That is an analogy that everybody can easily connect to. That yes, in dream, I was not this body. Sure, this body was lying on the bed. No doubt about that. But then you were riding an elephant and went to different places, met somebody here and there. It is like that song on Pussycat. Pussycat, Pussycat, where had you been? I had been to London to see the Queen. So in dream all of us can say that, I had gone to see the Queen. It is, but that doesn't change us. We actually didn't go out anywhere. But it appears to be like that. So exactly this world appears, and with knowledge this disappears. Just as when you wake up, all that you were seeing in dream, what happens to it? It just disappears. You don't think it right anyway. That Sri Ramakrishna's story, that a couple, their little child was very sick, and then during that night the child passed away, sad. The mother was crying and crying naturally. And she saw the father of that dead child was not crying at all. And she said, "You heartless, don't you feel sad? Our only child died just now, and you are not feeling any sadness?" He said, "What to tell you? No, I was dozing. When you told me this news, I was dozing. And in that I saw a dream. I had become a king and I had 7 sons. When I woke up, now I don't know whether I should weep for this one dead son or those 7 dead sons. Because when I woke up, all those 7 sons were gone. So, they were unreal. This also is unreal. When you get knowledge, then this also becomes unreal. It is not real, friends. If we just observe, this does not require any spiritual or magical intervention. This is just by common reasoning we can know that this world is not real. This doesn't require one Sri Ramakrishna to tell us. By exercising one's own understanding, you can see it very clearly that it is not real. If had it been real, why does it go away? What happens to it when I am dreaming? When I am dreaming, this is unreal, that is real. When I come out of the dream, then that waking state is real, the dream is unreal. So both are of the same level. That Zhuangzi, he describes that, he saw in a dream that he had become that one bee. And then when he woke up, that he got a doubt whether I was dreaming that I am a bee, actually a human being, dreaming as if I am a bee, or I am actually a bee and dreaming that I am a human being. Who can decide that? It is. So this, one can see this world is not factually real. It appears, no doubt, but that is how we get cheated in the world. We fall for the appearance. Many give the appearance that they are here to get you out of this spiraling debt. I get so many, everybody gets, not just I am specially favored by those. Everybody gets the offers of credit cards and then all these emails that we will free you from all debt. That is appearance. If you fall for it, what is likely to happen? Your debt is going to increase further. That is how this appearance is. Looks so nice. Why do we get cheated here? Because we fall for the appearance. It appears that it is so nice, it is so good. If I get this, my life will be full of bliss. I tell this fact many times. I was new in this country then, and then one student, she was studying at Brown, she came to meet just out of some curiosity, some questions, and then after some discussion, she said, "No, I have to go now." What happened? "No, I am dating a guy, and now it is," actually she said, no, I am not right now, not dating. It is a kind of pre-dating. So I said she didn't like that joke. She said, I told her, "So now you are a predator, isn't it?" It is a predating. So it is. But after a few months, then she said, "I want to marry that guy. I cannot imagine life without him." This is all very true, factual. Said, okay, fine, very good. Go ahead. It is, you know the story about Socrates. Socrates was visited by a young man and asked him his opinion that I want to get married. What do you think? Oh, certainly, by all means. If your wife is very loving, nice, kind-hearted, then your life will be a very sweet, nice life. If not, then you will become a philosopher like me. So it is a win-win situation. That Socrates' wife, Xantippe, is known for being very quarrelsome. So it is, if she turns out to be very quarrelsome, no problem, because then you will become a philosopher like me. So this young girl, she then, they got married. And after 6 months she comes and tells me, oh, he was so different before marriage. It is, I cannot imagine living with him anymore. Said, you said that you cannot imagine life before, that without him. Now you are saying you cannot imagine life with him. What is this? It is, but that is how the appearance is, you know. You paint very rosy pictures. That is not fault of anybody. This is a kind of, you know, some say openly, some don't say openly, that's all. It is a more or less universal story, that what you like at one point, you don't like it afterwards. Children tell it very clearly, that they get a toy. They cry and bring the roof down till the children, that the parents buy that toy for them. They play for 1 hour, for 1 day, 2 days, then they get tired of that toy. The toy lies somewhere, they want another toy. With grown-ups, the nature of the toys become different, that's all. The toys become different, but it is similarly that because it is, what it promises is not that. It is an appearance. So, this universe appears. You can see also by this another fact, that everybody has a different opinion of the universe. Some say at some point of time, it is so nice. Then that very person faces some misfortune and then says, this universe is a devil's thing. It is not made by the devil. It is so bad. And that one person has so many views of this world. And imagine, therefore, all these millions of people, how many different perceptions of the universe would be there. And that shows that it is not real. If it changes from person to person, then it is an appearance. And then, what is real then? Real is something that is not changing. This is the criterion that Vedanta suggests, that all that changes, that is not real. That which does not change is real. In the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it is one of this criterion, Kshetra and Kshetrajna. That Kshetrajna, the knower, remains the same, the known keeps on changing. So, that which keeps on changing, there is somebody, something, some being who sees that change. And that one who sees the change does not change. To see the change, one has to be unchanging. There must be some unchanging. In comparison with that, one can see the change. So, this unchanging reality, that is to be found out. That is the reality. Other things are appearances, rising and falling. One must hold that they are not real. And that unchanging self, that contains all this universe. This is a very special feature. Then, where was this universe? It was right there inside. It manifests. It is the nature of it to manifest. But the manifestation is in itself not real. This is a kind of total knowledge. Both the changing and the unchanging. The changing is the nature of the unchanging. Like Shvetashvatar Upanishad says, Devasyesha Svabhavoyam. This is the nature of that one which manifests as all this. Now, if we see both, then no problem. That this universe and God, when we see both, then there is no problem. But if we see universe alone as real, then we are caught in the problem. If a universe appears, it has the reality of appearance. But God alone is real. It has these manifestations. So, both of them, like in that book Leela Prasanga, Sri Ramakrishna and his divine play, Swami Sardanandji explains this. The difference between how we see things and how Sri Ramakrishna sees the things. Sri Ramakrishna is seeing God everywhere. So one may then have a question, does he then not see the difference between a stone and a Rasgulla? Does he not see the difference between who is M, Master Moshe, and who is Narendra? No, he is seeing that they are different. Then where is the difference? We also see this difference. What is then Sri Ramakrishna's perception? Where it differs from our perception? We see Narendra and M as real in themselves. Sri Ramakrishna sees that both are manifestations of the same reality. He sees that they are forms of God. They are just forms of God. God appearing in so many different forms. He would mostly use the word the mother. The mother appears in all these forms. In this, when he is seeing Naren, then he will not call him a Balram. No, very clear about it. He won't eat a stone for Rasgulla. Very clear about it. That this is Rasgulla to be eaten, this is stone not to be eaten. But both Rasgulla as well as the stone, he was seeing God in them. God is the unchanging reality of the changing Rasgulla and changing stone. What we do not see is this unchanging reality. We have to see that unchanging reality. That is what is this told as the Atman, the Guru Murti. This is the Guru. That is the awareness of Shankaracharya about Guru. Guru is not a human being. Sri Ramakrishna again and again said that God alone is Guru. And no human being has the capacity to be a Guru. It is this Guru is what? The one that appears as all this as a reflection in the mirror, although it is all inside. Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye, obeisance to Sri Dakshinamurti, who is the Guru. He is realized his own self, the one without a second, having understood that the world is within oneself, even as a city reflected in the mirror. It is the same, but a reflection. So, Maya, this is called just see, Maya, we must see what this word Swami Vivekananda in the book Jnana Yoga again and again mentioned that Maya is not a theory. It is not an explanation. It doesn't provide any explanation. It is just a statement of facts, that this is how it is. One appears as many. This is a fact. And this many is fraught with all sorts of contradictions. That yesterday those school kids, they were so taken aback by the logic that I gave them about living is same as dying. It is what do you say? How I'm living? Is living same as dying? Look here. If a person say lives for 70, 80, 90 years, and you say that that fellow was living for 90 years. Now, suddenly just died at 90. Or the process of dying was going on from birth till that became 90 years old. So for 90 years the process of dying was going on. So the person was, you say, living for 90 years, you can as well say was dying for 90 years. It is. Yes, they said, correct, you are correct there. A person living, a person is dying. These words are opposite in dictionary only. Actually, they are synonymous. In Maya, they appear different. All contradictory things in Maya. Again and again you will find in Swami Vivekananda's that lectures on Maya, that all contradictions. And yet they are together. Love, hatred, they are together. Happiness and suffering, opposite, but they are together. It is like that. You cannot have, I will only have pleasure and not pain. Not possible. In Jnana Yoga, in Karma Yoga book, right on the first page, I loved that sentence when I first read it. And ever since I am kind of in love with that statement, that he says that if you analyze the cause of the miseries in the world, you will see that we make happiness as the goal of life and rush for that. Now, one will wonder if I strive to get happiness, what should I get? Happiness, isn't it? No brainer. If I strive for happiness, I should get happiness. But no, it becomes cause of all misery that we suffer in this world. This is statement not of an ordinary person, statement of Swami Vivekananda. And you can verify it by, your own experience, that it is, every pleasure is fraught with suffering. There is no suffering apart from our striving for pleasure, and no pleasure without the suffering associated with it. It is, if we stop striving for pleasure, then only we will get over the suffering. But that is not possible. When we see something pleasurable, then you are forced to rush for it. And then what you get in return is called pain. Why? Because it is not there. So, therefore I strive to get it for pleasure. But since it is not there, it is only that imagination. In India, we see this very often. In America, here the windows of the houses are normally closed, or there is a screen, a net on them to prevent the insects from coming. But in India, the windows are quite open, and small birds would come, the sparrows. They would come inside and then move all everywhere. And the problem was, they would see a mirror and would see that bird there, just like them, and want to meet that bird, and go and dash against that mirror. And would, after first time, may think that that bird might think I might have made a mistake. Let me try again and again, and cannot prevent itself because it is seeing another bird there, so has to go and meet. So gets wounded. That is what happens to us. We see that pleasurable thing. It is not there, and in attempt to get it, we get wounded. What else can be expected, friends? Just what can happen to that bird? We would get wounded. Again and again dash on it. And thus this world is like that. But the reality, just like when Subhadra adjusts here on her forehead, it gets adjusted on the mirror as well. So when you see this truth here, all this delusion disappears. Yat sakshat kurute prabodha samaye swatmanameva dvayam. When you wake up from this dream of illusion, then you see that one reality appearing in all these infinitely many forms. Then only this problem gets solved. He uses the word Maya here, Mayaya. It is by ignorance. It is that word that is almost impossible to translate. So it is left in all English translations as Maya. You give an explanation like niscience or ignorance. Okay, but Maya has a special significance or connotations associated with it. That it is a fact. It cannot be explained. How this one becomes many cannot be explained. Logically cannot be even asked. How this one, for what purpose it became many, you cannot answer, you cannot even logically ask. So this is this Maya is like that. You cannot ask, it is fact. Just accept as fact. Do not seek any explanation. It will be another function of Maya when we try to get explanation of it. So, it is here So the Guru, I will read this note from the commentary. The Guru is one who has realized the truth himself. Now we are using the himself and so the gender terms. Actually, there is no gender involved in that. Gender is only when we are identified with body. That's all, When, say, you are saying that, oh, my car is Mercedes, or my car is Volkswagen, and my car is Toyota or Honda. You are describing not yourself, but the car. It is, your name is not Mercedes. Some person may have, I don't know, but it is you are the name of the car. It is so, when you are not identified with the body, you have no gender. So, it is, one must remember when we are reading here himself, these are the limitations of language. So, it is that he is able to teach about it to others, showing the way the truth has been realized, experienced, and is then able to teach others. According to Hindu religious tradition, God is the primary Guru, who transmits spiritual truths through a succession of human gurus. Succession of human gurus. That like you have all this electric power here, this source may be somewhere else. From that, through a system of various grades, it has come near you. Then when you want at your source, your house to be connected to that power, then you, from the nearest point, you take a cable to your house. And thus, your house also gets the power. And God is the source of all knowledge. A human guru gives us knowledge. It is only when connected to that. If that connection is disrupted, then all the wiring will still be here, but will not be functional. Many times in storms it happens. Like in Florida, there was this hurricane. So many millions lost power. Why? In their house, all the wiring and all that was there. But somewhere in the source or in between somewhere, there was this disruption. So, the knowledge of the source, the Guru, the God, that gets to us through a human agency, through many channels, many grades, many connectors. Therefore, Swami Vivekananda emphasized that there should be an unbroken connection, chain of the teachers, from this teacher to the teacher of the teacher to the teacher of the teacher till God. So the God is the real Guru and the others get it. So it is in this way one has to see the Guru. Guru is God. It is that clock is telling me it is time to stop. We shall continue with this discussion after for the second class. In between, you of course have a lunch awaiting you. It is so. After that, then we shall meet again to discuss this. Thank you very much. You are making some announcement, huh?
Yes. That lunch will be served in the basement, and then 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, there'll be some devotional singing. Those who want to sing solo, there'll be some opportunity. There'll be some group singing. It'll be kind of a free session. So please try to join that if you can. And then the second session of the retreat will be from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock.